Hey guys, I never thought I would be making this video, but here we are. I quit my job, and before you roll your eyes and say, oh, people quit their job every day, I need you guys to understand it's not just about walking away from a paycheck, it was about survival, my survival. As an immigrant in the UK, this decision felt like setting fire or destroying the little things I've tried to work hard for. But if I had stayed, it would have burned me alive, it would have destroyed me. You never really think about how heavy silence can feel until your mind starts to scream and scream at you. I didn't just quit my job because it was stressful, but because it was burning me, it was eating me up from the inside out. As an immigrant, especially in the UK, quitting or leaving your job will feel like you're admitting defeat, even if it's the bravest thing you will ever do in your life. People think quitting your job is a sign of weakness, the worst thing you can do in this life, or not a sign of maturity, but they don't see the days when you cry in the bedroom, the anxiety attacks before and during work, even after work, and also the nights when you can't sleep because all you can hear is your boss's voice in your head screaming and shouting at you. I came to the UK for my master's, and I came with dreams, big ones. I imagined that I would get a job where I was paid well, a place where respect felt normal. I would get rewarded for the jobs I did, where I could grow and contribute and, just have the best time of my life while still learning. Like many other immigrants, I left behind my family, my friends, a familiar life for a better opportunity and a promised opportunity to grow. But no one ever told me that sometimes the job that was meant to sustain you will actually be the ones that will destroy you very, very slowly. It all started very small, like comments here and there, but it grew. Words like, you are very wicked, you are a wicked soul, you just want to destroy my business. Things like, do you think you are the reason why my business is sustaining? Without you, I can do better. Like those little comments. Imagine hearing that from your boss every day, day by day, morning, night, like every day. It got to the point where I hated my phone ringing because I had a work phone and my personal phone. I hated to receive phone calls even from my personal phone. That was how traumatizing it was, because anytime she was calling, I knew it was insult that was going to follow. It got to the point that no matter how much effort I put into the job, it was never enough, and it gets to the point where you start to believe that you are the problem. I started to feel that way. I started to feel like I was the problem, and that belief, it chips away at you that at one point you can barely recognize yourself. That's how bad it became for me. My boss was, let's just say, she was a master of making you feel very, very small. Her words were sharp, it was humiliating, and she did that in front of others, in front of her family members, in front of other co-workers, in front of workers, outside workers, just anywhere, and sometimes when you are just with her one-on-one, she will whisper it to you. The words were like, you are not good enough, you will never make it out there, that I am the only one just keeping you because you are trash. And it wasn't it. For months I kept telling myself, endure it, because I needed the job. The job market is not easy. I needed the visa, because I was promised I was going to get a work visa, but at one point I couldn't handle it anymore. The words were not just words, it was poison. It was slowly eating me up. And one day I told myself, enough is enough, Jessica, you have to leave, just to get your mindset back. I was suffering from depression, and I am one not to believe in depression, because I came from a place where depression is not acceptable. Like back home, you can't be depressed. Like, what's making you depressed? Get up and get over it. But enough is enough. I had to leave. I remember the exact moment I knew, like, I had to quit. I couldn't take it anymore. I was sitting on my desk. My chest felt very heavy. I could hear my heart pounding in my ear, and I just saw myself writing my resignation letter. I even had to use ChatGPT. That's how bad it got. I was just typing and writing, and I can remember I was trying to print the resignation letter and the printer wasn't working, because it felt like any moment from then she could just burst into the office, and I didn't want that. So I was typing, I was trying my best, like I was trying my utmost best, and when the printer connected, I had to do 3 copies of it. And that's when I knew, Jessica, you are ready to leave. You're very, very, very ready to leave. Honestly, quitting was terrifying. I don't think I will ever have that courage to quit any other job like I did when I quit that job. As an immigrant, you don't just wake up and quit your job. You don't quit your job because you are losing a sense of income, yourself, of like a sense of stability and a sense of surviving in a foreign country, especially if you don't have another job to go to. But I already realized that I was losing a lot. I was losing my health, I was losing my mental health, I was losing like myself, a sense of like myself. I was basically losing everything. So why not just quit it and then you find yourself again after that? People think when you quit your job you are immediately free, and yes, the first day she kicked me out of the office. Like when I left the office building, I felt free. The sun was hitting on my skin, even though it was cold. It felt so good. But then the next day when I woke up, a sense of reality hit me. Like I thought about my rent, my bills, because I quit at the end of the month. And then I started to feel guilty. Like thinking about my parents back at home, my siblings, and also for my uncle who sent me to this country for a better life. Like I felt very guilty, but what has been done, and there was no way to go back. People were like, do you think you would go back if she gave you another opportunity? And I thought to myself, even if she was to increase my salary, I would never go back. I would never go back. I want to say to whoever is watching this, abuse is abuse, no matter where you are from. no matter if you desperately need that job. Your mental health comes first. As immigrants, we are often told to be grateful to put up with anything because we are lucky to be here. We are lucky to be in a country where life is easier, but no, abuse is abuse, and you don't have to put up with being disrespected or being abused. I am still rebuilding. I do have my bad days, but I also have a new job. But I am learning that my self-worth isn't tied to a pay slip or to someone else's opinion. If you are in a toxic workplace, I hope my story gives you the permission and the courage to put yourself first. You are not a failure if you walk away from that job. Instead, you are someone who is brave enough to choose their self first. And that is the start of everything. So, this is my truth. What's yours?